Sex. I want to talk to you about sex because if you're living with an intimacy anorexic, sex could be a really big issue. Again, especially the male version of intimacy anorexia, they don't mind having sex with you, but they will have challenges making love to you. Sex without intimacy they can do. Sex with intimacy is challenging. Okay, so sex can go in a lot of different directions, so let me talk about that. Number one, the way this might show up is they don't initiate sex. You're always initiating, whether you're the woman or the man. You can't even think of the last time they've initiated. You know, it might be 5 years, 10 years, okay? Or after a really big argument, try to win you back because you were ready to leave. Okay, maybe then, but generally speaking, they just won't initiate. It's like a non-issue, a non-topic, and oh, you're bringing it up again. Okay, so they don't initiate it. Showing no interest. They don't show any interest in sex. They'll let you have sex with them, but they won't make love to you. They'll tolerate sex with you because you bring home the bacon, but they don't really have an interest in sex. They won't read about it. They won't learn about it. They don't want to discover about it. They don't want to explore you about it. They don't want to ask you questions about it. No interest in sexuality. That's so painful if you're living and you're married to someone who you want to grow sexually with, okay? If you're healthy, you want to grow spiritually, emotionally, sexually, financially, in every way. The feelings before sex, you start to feel the dread or the aloneness because you know, like one lady said, I feel like a receptacle. I can feel I'm going to have sex, but he's not going to be there. I'm going to feel empty afterwards and alone. Now, if you want to negatively reinforce something, negatively reinforcing sex is often what an anorexic will do intentionally so that you don't want sex. And so let's suppose it's a guy. He will be disconnected during sex. He'll use you sexually. He'll criticize you. He'll put you down so that you don't want to have sex. And then he'll say, oh, you don't want to have sex. You're the problem. And again, I had a couple recently where the guy realized he was the one doing it. She's wanted sex their whole marriage, but he's been blaming her not wanting sex because he made up a story so that he could withhold sex from her. The feelings before, the feelings during sex could be alone, tolerated, disconnected, unsafe, disregarded, empty. Those are the feelings during sex you can have with an intimacy anorexic because it feels like you're being made love. It feels like you're having sex with an object instead of a soul. Soulless sex is empty and void of connection and meaning. Connected sex, eyes open, lights on, nurturing conversation is what an anorexic does in recovery, okay? And you set up a sexual agreement and stuff like that. The feelings after sex, I mean, it's not something you want to do again. And sometimes they sabotage you even during sex. They'll talk to you negatively during sex to shut you down sexually so that you have negative feelings after sex. Where you walk away, I don't want to do that again. And that is intentional. They want you to get that way so that you won't ask them to be sexual, okay? So sex can be a very, very challenging part of the recovery because sometimes it's an area where you were really, really hurt and attacked and really sometimes just neglected to the point where you feel unwanted. Even though you are beautiful, you walk outside, people are attracted to you, you're handsome, women hit on you, but your wife doesn't want you, okay? Your husband doesn't want you, and you feel unwanted sexually and unpursued sexually, no creativity sexually, no spontaneity in your sexuality, and it feels like, what are we doing? If you're feeling that way, you're probably married to an intimacy anorexic.